Hello, everybody. We had a very soft music for the stream starting soon. I'm not sure why. Anyway, happy Thursday. Happy to have you here with me. It is a Throwback Thursday, and we're going to put me out of my comfort zone because even though I'm choosing to do this, I'm not saying I'm good at it, right? But I'm excited to be doing another Battenburg lace ornament. I loved the way the first one turned out last Thursday. It got me real, down the rabbit hole thing, looking for the tape to see where I could buy it, looking at old patterns, and I have just found a little bit that I'm excited about. One is an updated digital release of 6 different Christmas ornaments. So I have like star and more than these two, which is really good. I'm excited about that. And I found one place, I haven't ordered from them yet, that is called So Fancy, S-E-W, Fancy. And, well, I'm not real sure if it's going to work or not, but they say they have the Battenburg lace tape. And if they do, I'll be in business, right? Because all I had was what was in this little kit that I had gotten a long time ago and has been sitting in my craft room for a long time. Anyway, I found 2 PDFs that were free to download from the early 1900s. They were Priscilla booklets that were, one was just Armenian lace and the other one was Battenburg lace. So I'm real excited about that. I was able to download those. I'm going to be able to take a look at those, maybe get some tips and hints, and of course it has directions for the different stitches. The main thing about the Battenburg lace is that stitch that you sew inside of the tape, connecting the pieces of tape together to form your shape and making it the lace look, right? And those stitches, I really struggled with the very basic one last week, and I'm going to be trying 2 more along with that one this week. So those are the hardest part of it. Otherwise, shaping it into the shape is not any big deal, Finishing it, I decided I don't need to starch them. They're fine as far as ornaments anyway. And they're small, easy projects to do if you stick to that area. Now, if you get into the big ones, where you want to put it on the edging of a tablecloth or a buffet cover or something like that, you'll have more work to do. But start slow and do like I am and pick something really simple to try. So let me go to my table here where I have it laid out, and if you take a look right here, that bird is what I'm going to try today. Look at my wreath. Isn't that great? Looks just like the picture, doesn't it? I did press this. It was, it was uneven as far as shaping, and it's still curling just a little bit around the edge there. But I am very happy. Now, the one thing I did not do that I want to do real quick here is make a hanging loop on it. And I am going to take a double thread of just the regular thread that's used in between here and try to make a knot that I can hide, maybe. I'm just winging this. They don't really give directions. They just say make a hanging loop. But I have a seam back here, and I am going to try and hide
the knot up in that connecting seam, and no, it didn't really work. It's kind of showing there. And if I want to, I can go back down into that and decide how long I want to make the hanging loop. Is that enough? Would that be enough? I think that might be enough. And then do a knot and tie it off on the back. So I want to make sure I have it so that the hanging loop doesn't kind of unthread itself, if you know what I mean. I want it pretty securely attached. And it's going to twist. I don't think I can prevent that. Okay. So that's the hanging loop. Let me cut this off. Now it's officially done. All done. Now, let me get myself situated here. I got a trash can to get around, and I want to face the table. And if you take a look here, you can see the bird. I know that, there we go. You can see the bird, and we're going to have 3 tapes. We're going to have the bird shape, we're going to have a wing shape, and we're going to have, oh, I'm sorry, the wing goes this way. Haha, it's one piece, but it circles and that way. That's clever. You don't have to attach that circle in there, and it looks cool. So, the directions say, for the body, cut an 11-inch piece of tape. I can handle that. I ironed this tape. What's the next one is? 12-inch. Let me make sure I'm going to have, yes, I'm going to have 12. I ended up ironing this. It was totally, completely crimped shut, and the actual finger pressing deal didn't work right. So I actually ironed the tape this morning. I heated up my iron just to iron that little piece of tape. I don't iron much at all. All right, so we have an 11-inch, and it says pull the gathering thread 1 out 1.5 inches. Now, when they say gathering thread 1, here's your bird shape. All right, there's your bird shape. And they've got a 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is going to be the inside right here. So I want to find the gathering thread on here. And I can see it. It's very easy to see. It's the same weight, but it just sticks right out there a little bit. All right. Oh, that's going the wrong way, isn't it? It is going the wrong way. Oh, I guess I have to turn the tape. No. Already a problem. Gathering thread 1 is not making it. I wonder if there's a bias. I mean, it is biased. I wonder if there is a really right and wrong to this tape. I thought it was just the same on either side that it would pull. I'm not having as much luck finding the gathering thread here. And I should be in the camera, but you probably can't see it because I'm on the white. Now, it should be one of these. Okay. What they say to do is fray your end out You'll find the one that's the gatherer. It is actually heavier than the rest of the threads, and I see it. I said it was the same, but really the only thing same is the fact it's white. Alright, now when I pull this one, it sure doesn't fit. It's like a mirror image here. Wow. Already off to a bad start here. And they said pull it 1.5 inches. Which is quite a bit, actually. That is 1.5 inches. Oh, maybe that's the circle. Oh, that's probably the circle. Okay. All right. I'm trying to read too much into this. Okay, next statement says place tape at the lower tip of tail. Lower tip of tail, there's your one. Allowing 3/16 for overlap. Finger press tape along the lower curve of body A. I should probably do this like this with the directions out. Okay, this makes more sense. Let's do it this way. So, place tape at lower edge. Okay, leaving a little bit there in order to overlap. Finger press tape along lower curve of body A. That's this way. Got that. Well, I need to tape this probably. And then you're going to pull thread 2 to make tape conform to the lower curve of tail B. Lower curve of oh, yeah. Well, it needs this curve right there. So I wonder if let's see what happens here. If this is thread 1, all right. And thread 2, you pull a little bit to make it curve, hopefully that way. Yep, like that. Okay. There, I have the lower body. That's the lower body. Now, what I'm really having trouble with is whether I should tape it to the paper, trace it to another piece of paper, which I'm thinking I'm going to do. Let's see here. Because if I end up sewing to it, I can always remove the paper, but I don't want to tear my directions. Let's do a real quick outline here. Tracing. Am I in the camera? All right. This is 1, 2, 3. This is B, A, C. Now I can do it this way. So number 1 is right there. Probably will be removing that tape pretty quickly. It was so simple with the wreath because it was just a nice little circle. This is a more complicated pattern. Now, I did gathering thread 2 and I got that curve. Pull gathering thread 3 to form the upper curve of the body. And how to, okay, make finger press mitered corner at the beak. I saw the picture of this, but you have to turn this just like that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's the other way. Okay, now I'm going to pull thread 3 to form the upper curve of body 3. And I have plenty here, but that's all right. 3 is this top one. Hello, gathering thread, where are you? Can't see you. I don't see you. Come here. You gotta be one of these. They all look the same on this end. And once again, I did not get my close work glasses. I forgot again. I am so used to not using them. Maybe it's this one. Yep, there it is. Okay. Wonder how much I'm supposed to pull it out. Does it say? No. All right. some of this down there. Come down there. This is supposed to be on the top. And if I pull it, it's going to curve it that way. All right, the one thing that's really, so you're pulling from an end pretty far from your curve. You got to work that down there to where you need the curve. That's one of the problems. You just have to kind of work it down. On the other hand, you don't want ruffles, right? Or folded or any of that. So this is on top, and this has to go this way. Nope. This has to turn. There we go. Except I don't have it flat. I'll start from the beak now and make it sharp. Let me look at this beak again. There's an actual fold. I don't really have a fold. So that means fold it inward and outward. Yeah, that made it better. I do have pins. I just realized that maybe a pin might work better than. At least on that miter. Yeah, that wasn't good. All right. Let's stick with the tape. What I really want to do is go ahead and sew that miter right now, because I got it pretty good looking. It's going to take me all the time to make the outline here. Now, the tail does not cross at the bottom, so let's tape that open. Pretty good, not perfect, but let's make the wing. I think, let me see. You know, it does not say whether you should make the wing at the same time or make the body and then put the wing on it. I think I'm going to wing it here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is sew that miter. On the beak. Tape sticking to my finger. And it's not the sticky part, it's static. Alright, so there's a fold here. And there's a snag thread, which I don't like. I wonder if I can get that underneath. I need tweezers. I'm trying to pull a snag thread to the back. There, I got it. Almost. You know how when you're knitting and you kind of got something sticking up? Okay. Now, fold and make a point. I had it and I lost it. There it is. It's one of the things I read in the general instructions is that the part that's on the top eventually becomes your back, which is nice because that means you can really go ahead and make sure you're fastening good and sew. You're not sewing underneath something, right? Alright, so one beak. And I need to tie it off. That's good. That's good. Now, I think if you this part isn't in the thing. Alright. I got the body. Yeah. I don't say anything about that. Let me see here. So, we got 11 inches body wing fill in. It does not say anything about it. It would be going right there, and it does not show it. Well, let's see here. If I can. Maybe it's on the wing. Let me see if it says anything. So you cut your 12 pull thread to make the loop section. Make pointed corner at tip of wing. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, they don't put that. They do not put the instruction in there for this part right here. So here's my dilemma. If I want it to look exactly like that, I have no idea how much to do for that. So let me cut my wing and see what I have left, because maybe I won't have enough stuff left. Also, it doesn't look like they're it's like they're, because they wanted their diagram to fit right here, um, they didn't put it in there, right? Because the diagram's smaller. All right, excuse me a minute while I get rid of a spammer. I used to be able to report these. Huh. Huh. That's interesting. They took that away. Yeah, I know it's already banned. Anyway, I used to be able to report them, but can't do that anymore. All right, let me just clear the chat. There we go. Maybe they got tired of getting all the reports. I did get feedback every time I did it that they had closed the account. Okay, so we're going to make the wing 12 inches. I should have enough. It's only going to be a little half circle anyway. If that's the wing, let's see what I can do here. Something about like that. Oh, I hate to see this tape all gone. The tape I am going to put an order in looks almost exactly like this, where you have solid and then that little bit of lace on the inside. All right. Now, if I sew that and I stretch that down a little bit more, let me stretch that down now so it's out of the way. Oh, my tape split. That's not cool. This is why they say use drafting tape. I really am not using the right tape here. Okay. See, this can go down more like that. No problem at all. And that gives me room for this. And I'm assuming it. They got a little more shaping on their head there than I did. Hi, snoring cat. Welcome. All right. I am winging it more or less on this bird because this particular pattern, they tell you, they show you this piece right here, but they don't have it in their directions here at all. Not at all. So I'm sticking it in here on my own, kind of figuring it out. And I should cut that off. Fold it under and sew it on. And the only reason I'm going ahead and putting this on because of the fact I wanted to try... Oh, I have to take that tape off. I wanted to try the twisted... what's it called? It's a stitch that is called a twisted bar. A twisted bar stitch. So that's where you put that twisted bar stitch. That's why I want to put it in there. Okay. Now I can sew this down. I should work on black paper. It would be so much easier to see on the camera too. But I would have to have silver or something to tracing. Hold it this way. One more knot. Okay. All right, let me fasten the other side.
Yeah, I know.
Great minds think alike. You sent your brainwave to me and I got it. I was like, zing, dark paper. That would be good. All right. Get a knot in here. Well, I think once I get this a little bit attached with a couple stitches of the Russian join, I can take it off the paper. And then I'll be working on the green. So I know when I did the wreath last week, I did actually sew it to the green one time, so, you know, you really got to watch. Now, where do I want to put this? About like that. I'm glad the top is the back. It sure makes it easier to do your knots and everything. All right. Aren't cats wonderful? They're so cuddly at the wrong time. All right, I'm going to say that's... I wonder what happens to the end of the tail. There has to be a piece overlapping. Oh, I was supposed to make a turn there with that, and I didn't. Uh-oh. I can do that. I'll need to sew that one together, too. They didn't say anything about that in the directions, either. Tisk, tisk. All right, so we're just going to make a turn. And... all right, this is a little tricky. I have to finish both ends here. So maybe I'll do this first bottom one first. Turn it under and hem it. Oh, I unthreaded my needle. I think once I get this... oh, turn it upward. Front is back. Top is back. I think once I have this tail connected together, it's going to stand alone. This stuff is not easy to hem. Truly, not easy. For one thing, your knots don't have no place to hold on to. It just slides right through all the holes. And you fray the ends to find the thread to pull, and that's, you got all these threads that are frayed, just like that. See? Let's try this again. How about an overcast stitch? That might work better. Alright, I can't say I'm real happy with that. It will get covered up though. With this. I just swept in here today. Oh well. Other way. Other way. There we go. I wonder if tacky glue would work better. Goodness. Alright, we're going for it here. Keep on threading my needle. I'm working with pretty short thread here. Come on. You're supposed to be square, like that. I have to go up there and sew that little miter too. Or is it better? Nope, it has to be that way. Okay. I need a knot, and we have a bird body. Not quite ready for prime time yet, but not too bad. Needs a wing. So, the question is, do I now, I'm going to go ahead and make the wing, I think. Because the next thing is to, maybe I'll fill this in with the Russian join. It's going to take me a time or two to figure out that Russian join again. Alright, I need a wide or big eye needle. And the Russian join directions. I got into a rhythm with it by the time I was, you can see I got better on my, well, maybe not here, but you can see I'll tell you what really happened was I was putting them too close together and they were pulling it, buckling it, and so I started spacing them out more, and that is the one thing I did learn as I was working with it. They weren't kidding when they said they would not be that close together. We're so used to sewing things together, as opposed to with lacy gaps. All right. Where would I start on this? I'm going down all through this body part. Kind of looks like they started. I think I'm going to start back here at the tail. And if I remember right, oh, you know what? I want my knot on the top here. It's a pretty hefty knot. You come push the needle through the tape from top to bottom. Oh, I know what I did wrong starting last time. You actually don't go all the way through. You just take a stitch and put your knot there. And then you're holding this. And you come up here. And you go over. You always go over the thread that's running there. And then you go out the side facing you down. There is a twist to this. You do one stitch here. I don't think you're going to find a kit. This kit is from 1968. Sorry. I know. It's just... All right. Hold the thread, go to the top, and go over the thread, go from side facing you to through the lace, through the tape. I always say lace and tape interchangeably, and that's not right. And it really is, you gotta pull it and get it. But you can see the loop right there. It's like a ampersand? Or no, Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to do that. I think I have it. It just is very slow going. I am not real happy with my bird shape, but that's the way it goes. You know, I don't know that they actually. Yeah, they do. They go They go to the back. Okay, they do. So they come back up through. At least I do, because that's the only way I can get going the right way. So that I am holding the thread with my left thumb and taking a stitch there. Go over the thread and take a stitch. Come on. There. Now, I need my picture so I can see. It actually is pulling this together some to shape the bird a little. Oh, I just undid my stitch. Came right up the same place. What are the odds? And, it looks puckery when you start out, but so did my wreath. And a little damp cloth, put it on a towel with a damp cloth over it, lay an iron on it, just steam it just a little bit. It's fine. It's just fine. So, it won't look real good when you first are working on it or finishing it up. Ah, I like that. That's looking good. Now I'll start making my stitches a little longer so that this body can be down. Also, once I reach this little part where the wing, this little circle is attached, I'll start going under here, not inside of that. That'll have a different stitch in it. So the thread starts out on top, facing you, and you always put your thread to the left. They say hold it with your left thumb. They're assuming you're right-handed. And you're going to go above the piece that you want above, over the thread, and down on the bottom towards away from you. And then kind of hold everything in place while you pull it through. And that twist is going to be there. Just right there. Right there. And like I said, I'm going to make that one a little bit bigger. I think the only thing I got really good on here is the beak. Okay, I need a stretch break. Oh, man. I'm leaning forward. Instead of sitting back on my chair. So it's getting my back a little bit. Get a drink here. Okay. Come up. So it's on your side. I did some research on what kind of thread, because there was no indication of what kind of thread this is. It looks to me very much like the thin crochet cotton that you get on big tubes. But it's, see there, this is a tad thicker, but probably would work. However, this is all I have of this, and the one I used that to tie my skeins of yarn. So what I bought is actually the next thicker size. I mean, it's thicker. So I don't really have any, so I've been looking for that too. But they say it's either 40 or 60. And I'm finding like 30 and 50, right? Yeah, I'm not finding 40 and 60. So I don't know if things have changed or if it's the difference between crochet cotton and what they used to use for lace making. They had a more traditional lace making supplies available and don't anymore because the manufacturers aren't making them. Now I'm going to go right up here in that little corner. One of I really am trying to catch the tape part, not the open lacy part. See, it's curling. That's what my wreath did too. And, I was worried about it when I first was doing the wreath, but I'm not as worried about it now. I know that it'll press out and look better. All right, so now this little belly's got to come down here. And we've got to stick some small stitches and try and keep this some shape. I think this has the potential here to really pucker. I don't know. I'm going to be able to get the shaping I want on this belly or not. This is where being taped or whatever to a form would be good. I don't think I can tape it because I need to pick it up and too much. Now, I saw when I was perusing all the, uh, hits on Etsy for Battenburg tape, I did find one interesting. It looked like a cloth that had the pattern on it, the design, and it was partially done. It was very old. It was, somebody had partially done the tape sewed to what looked like a size of a tablecloth. Now, what I don't know is whether that would have been removed or if it was just supposed to be a solid attachment of the Brandenburg lace to, a tablecloth. That's what it looks like, but now this bird I can see starching might help more than that wreath. Because you could shape, pull that body apart and give it a little plumpness, and I can see where that starching might work better. I need to go a little further along the... I'm going to pucker it if I don't. Okay. I notice here they hardly have any. I mean, that's what's happening to me. It's coming together. Let's just say I'm ready to be through this part, and I'm almost done here with this curve. So the stitch is called the Russian join, and it is considered the basic lace, Battenburg lace connecting stitch. It's also considered the beginner's stitch, which, I'm like, okay, if you say so. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to fill this part in with pretty big. I think what's going on is this should get drawn up more like that, and it probably will as I work. But the basic thing to remember about the Russian join is you always go over you always have your thread. You start out with it facing up, facing you. You take your thread to the left. You go to the top part that you want to join, facing you to back from you. Go over. Your needle always goes over this thread and pokes into the bottom towards away from you. That's what makes that little bit of a twist. Now, if I pull this pretty good, it should pull this little bottom in. Doesn't use much thread. It really doesn't. Yeah, see? That's pulling that curve up a little bit. I'm going to do one more that way and then... Well, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to do one more. I got a skinny bird. He hasn't had much birdseed. Now we're just going to go up here to the top tape and fill this little bit of the head in. Now, As soon as I'm done with this, I will turn it over and see what it looks like on the other side. Running out of space on the bottom. Maybe one more? Probably not. Yeah, maybe a little one. So I catch this up here. Go over your thread, Cindy, not under. Alright. Now, I do need to come up and figure out where to tie this, and I have this beak overlap here to make the points, so that looks like a pretty good place to put my knot. Yeah. Well, it's bird-like. Anyway. Definitely needs the wing, and this tail is kind of not real sharp. I wish that turn was a little better somehow. I wonder if I could. No, I don't think that would help. I'm not happy with that tail, unfortunately. Alright, let's make the twisted bars in there. And they are work a bar between the tapes. Wrap the thread around the bar several times. Count the number of wraps and be consistent. Whip along the edge of the tape to the next bar and work the same as the bar before. Okay. So you just go up and down, and they only show 3 in there. I'm going to get more thread. And I want to work on this side. Here. Ruh-roh. My needle split the thread. No, did not want that to happen. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. Didn't have any trouble the first time around. Maybe I must be getting tired. That's interesting. That does not want to go in either of these eyes, and I didn't have a bit of trouble before. Tried a little bevel there. I must have just had the luck of the draw there the first time. That's weird. That is really weird. Won't go in. I got a... Yeah, I got a bigger eye. Alright, so you're going to make a bar and wrap it. No. The thread is always on the wrong side. I wonder if I'm going to like these. They're not twisted, they're just wrapped. Yeah, I think 3 is enough, actually. I can see where they're having to not want to do more than that. Now, how do you consistently wrap? I tell you, people who used to make laces, they must have been meticulous. Just meticulous with their sewing. I don't think we have the background skills that you need. All that sampler work that we never do and stuff like that.
I'm just not that handy with a needle.
Needle. Yeah, I can easily see where you could wrap it 3 times and call it a day. You have to take like what they call traveling stitches, but they're running stitches along the tape at the top and bottom to get to where your posts are. One more. This one's short. Probably only do 2 or 3. Okay. Tie a knot.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for the wing. All right, where's my wing? Where's my pattern? These are stitches. I've got my 12-inch length. Pull the gathering thread to make the upper loop in the wing. That's this part right here. So I'm going to circle. And tell me which one to pull. By now, I'm supposed to know which thread to pull. I've already done this a couple times, right? Okay. So has to go this way. Let's try the inside thread. Yep. That's it. Okay. And I probably have to pull the outside one. I'm going to have to pull this one up here, obviously, to get this. Seems like I have an awful lot of... Oh, I see why. I have a bend right there. Alright. It's time for paper again. Alright, let's see if we can get this. Somebody stayed awake late one night thinking this up. Goodness gracious. Alright, so maybe I need to do this part first. There doesn't seem to be that much shaping to this, except I need this to curl. So this actually probably is the same one. It's the same thread. Yep, it is the same thread. Oh, by George, I've got it. I do. Okay, what gets sewed to what here? It all gets sewed to the bird, but I have to sew the little loop inside and probably attach that little piece there. Oh, I didn't get myself a very long piece of thread. I don't need a lot anyway. So what I'm working on is this part right here. That circle and the point of the wing. Yep. Oh, did I lose my needle? I sure did. It came right off the thread. Well, I got others here. I have to make sure I get that out though. Find that. A sweeper won't like it. I suppose I'm catching that tape. This needle's dull. Didn't want to poke. I think it's more made for cross stitch and fabric. It has the holes in it. Okay. Let me tie a knot there. Go down and do this point. Then I think I'm ready to put it on the bird.
You thought I started over?
No. No, it's a bird here. It looks like a pterodactyl, shrunk, pre-dried pterodactyl. This is the beak right there. This is the wrong side. So, and the wing's going to go up here. We're almost there. We're almost ready to put the wing on. Not my thread. Now, yeah, it looks to me like it's telling me, actually, I should be overlapping it this way. I will, I said this earlier in the stream, but I will tell you, they look really bad when you first make them. But when you actually get them pressed or starched or whatever, they look so much better. So it's easy to think that it's not going to look real good. I'm going to leave that on there until I figure out how much I need. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is the wrong side. This is the wrong side. And looks like this is backwards, but I'll put it behind it. So it goes this way. I just lost my second needle. They drop right off that thread. I'll be back in a second. Gotta find these. Wonder if I can see it. There's one. Well, let's see one right here. I think I may have thrown one in the trash. Okay. I'll let my fingers drop that thread and the needle goes right off. Huh. Okay. It's not too bad. Well, now that was a dumb place to put a knot. Let me tack it down up here. I think that's all the tacking I need to do, and I will do what they call a cobweb in the middle of this circle. So while I have my thread here, I'm going to run down to that. Oop. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I was on that side already. Okay. Cobweb. Where's my directions? How do I do a, not cobweb, spider web. Spider web. How do I do a spider web? Start layers thread at point 1. Cross the space to point 2. Okay. I think it's probably going to be more I think I'm going to probably wing it here more than follow directions, but we'll consider this point 1. I have to travel over to it. Okay. I don't know, this may not be big enough to do very good here. Now cross again. And cross one more time. Then I start doing weaving in and out, just like a good spider. All right. Now, whip along the tape to point 7, pass the needle under all spokes at the center. I don't really have a center. They're kind of all... All right, so it's over and under. Over, under, over, under. Over, under, over, under. Yeah, sort of got it. over, under. And I'm not gonna do too many of them. I like the way that looks. I gotta figure out how to knot it though. How do you knot it here? Oh, I think you go through it to knot it. Make a buttonhole stitch. All right. You see that spider web? That's so cool. Okay. We are almost done. I have to fill in the wing with the Russian join. Okay, I feel like the wing should have come down this way more, so I think I'm going to tack it a little more. I don't know. I can mess with that when I'm ironing and everything, but, well, I think, yeah, maybe not, because this will get drawn in and curve a little. All right, let me do my Russian join in the wing there. I'll be done. Except for its finish work. I mean, it's ironing or starching or whatever. Well, that 2 hours went by in a flash. Did not realize it was 2 hours already. But you know what? That's not too bad. 2 hours and get it almost done. Okay. We're on our way here. Getting kind of tight quarters here in this bottom part of this wing. I think that's it. I'm gonna stitch the thing together a little bit. There really isn't room for a decorative stitch in there. Oh, man. Okay.
There we go. It looks weird.
Looking at it in the camera, it looks weird. I still think maybe this needs to come down. Maybe tack it
A little more like that.
I think and my spider web isn't showing, and that's a little better. what's so weird is this tail. I can't, I gotta figure out. I think maybe I will just sew it closed or something to make it more square. Like that. Maybe. Okay. But on the whole, it's there, and it needs to have. See, the other thing about tacking this down a little more is because it's supposed to hang there, and it's going to need to hang balanced because the little hanging thread comes up from there. But that's both Battenburg done, and I'm glad to have them done. And I don't know if I feel like I need to be working bigger, but I understand the beauty of it is the smallness and, that sort of thing too. So once I get more tape and maybe get a chance to work with other designs that may be bigger, then I think I'm going to like it a little bit better, because really you want to see those stitches that you take in there. I mean, they're not just in there to hold the tape together, right? They're in there for the prettiness of it too. So yeah, I would like to work a little bit bigger, but this is what the kit was, and I'm glad that I did it on stream. And if I have some more tape and maybe on down the road, but I think by next week we'll be moving on to some kind of knit edging or lace or something like that. Get back to the knitting. I will be on Sunday, streaming Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Super Bowl, but game's not till 6. We're not doing anything except eating maybe some junk food while we watch the game and the commercials. Snorri Cat, thank you. I am so glad that you made it and got to see this time. So I will be looking for you too as I stay awake, and I hope you have a good week, good weekend, and I will be back Sunday afternoon. See you later. Bye.